Hello, everyone. This is Linda Drummond with Network in Action. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Andy Ray. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely.
Andy, let's begin by telling everybody your company's name and what it is that you do.
So I work for Blanchard Insurance. We're a local property and casualty broker. And what I do is I specialize helping individuals and businesses find insurance solutions. So essentially helping, individuals and businesses find the best options for their insurance.
Great. So, how did you get into this business?
I actually got into this business after an internship at a mortgage company during my college years. After graduating and getting my degree, they offered me a sales position in their sister insurance company, and ever since then, I've found a passion for insurance and helping people, and have stuck to it ever since.
That's great. So, I know that when you find something you love, it makes it easy to be successful at what you do. So would you mind sharing a success story with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the one that I prepared for today is actually it's a larger commercial account that I deal with. This is actually from a personal friend of mine whom had started his own construction business. Essentially, they resurface and build sports courts. And so, where I was able to provide value, and the success story basically comes from him starting off his business and getting to the point where he's trying to grow his business. Of course, that comes with additional exposures and concerns on his end. Um, Having him just briefly mention his issues and his concerns, I was able to kind of explain what I do for my clients, and was able to get with him to find a solution for his insurance. And so we kind of went over his exposures, his contract requirements, generally what I would recommend for a business in his situation. And based off of that, we were able to handle all of his insurance. So, his general liability, his workers' compensation, his commercial auto insurance. And by having everything centralized in, one agency, it makes it a lot more of a simple process, especially with, a business owner that is wearing many hats. It really does provide additional value by having them kind of outsource all of their insurance to us. So, by having a trusted person and an individual that they can actually, meet and discuss with, they have a little bit more peace of mind knowing that this person is actually taking care of us rather than it just going through maybe a 1-800 number where they don't have such a personalized service.
All right, that's great. So on that on that same sort of level there, what would you consider a really good referral for you? How can people help you?
So good referrals for us is going to be, like I mentioned, we do personal insurance. We also do commercial insurance. So generally speaking, it's anyone that is voicing concerns about their insurance, whether it's pricing, if they're in the middle of a claim situation, maybe it's something that they don't really, they haven't heard from the adjuster, they haven't heard from their agent. There's a lot of, moving parts that they don't necessarily feel comfortable with. Those are, instances where we can find value for them. In addition to that, someone that is specifically startup businesses we do well with, businesses that are, like I mentioned, going to a growth situation where, maybe they have other things that they would like to pay attention to, and just want to keep all their insurance with one person that kind of handles it for them. Those are generally, the best referrals. But anytime you hear someone that's complaining about their insurance, complaining about an insurance agent, even if we're not able to help someone out, usually just a 5-minute conversation, I can steer them in the right direction, or give them information about the market that would be worth it for them.
All right. Now then, when you are not helping everyone with their insurance needs, making sure they're protected in the best possible way, what do you
Mhm.
like to do for fun?
Oh, that's a great question. So I like to be outdoors a lot. So, sports is going to be one of the things I like to do. I play a lot of golf, play a lot of pickleball. Recently, I've gotten into, running, a little bit more like working out in the gym type of situation. I also do like to travel as well. I'm actually half Japanese myself, so one of my passions is, going back to Japan and, getting to absorb the culture and, kind of my birth and, everything. Not that I miss, but, that I don't get to see being here in the States. Um, and then other than that, I just like to connect with individuals, whether it's, professionally or personally, just meeting new people and, hearing more about them and, the differences between people are, something that I genuinely like.
All right. Now, finally, if someone wants to talk to you about their insurance needs or concerns, or
Yes.
they know
Mhm.
someone that may need insurance and are looking for a new agent, how can people reach out to you?
So the best way to reach out to me is going to be through my personal cell phone number. That is 407 Like I said, that's my cell number. So they're more than welcome to call anytime. If I don't answer, just leave a voicemail. I also am able to text as well from that number. So if they prefer to text, we can definitely do that. Email also would be a preferable method. That would be Andrew, Andrew, at blanchardinsurance.com. That's BLANCHARD, insurance all spelled out.com. And then the last method is they can actually go online and directly request a quote from us. This does require putting, some basic information. So you have to be comfortable to spending, 5, 6 minutes on a computer typing in some information. But that would be done through www.blanchardinsurance.com/Andy-Ray. And that would be my landing page, excuse me.
All right. Well, Andy, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you, learning more about what you do. I wish you the best of luck and welcome to Network in Action.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Linda.
You're welcome.
Excited to be here.
Wonderful. Well, you have a fantastic day.
All right. Thank you so much. You too.